What we expected to see in this footage is exactly what we saw.
Don't play with me, ho. Go play in some traffic. Don't play with me, ho. This shit gon' get graphic. They say that I'm the...
So after I saw this headline saying that the footage had finally been released and there were reports of officials' reactions to it being released and this city council meeting, I was like, let me just go ahead and do all my research. The stuff that I'm gonna be reading from or talking based off of is going to be coming from ABC, NPR, CBS, AP, Newsweek, like those kinds of sources. So like, let's just get that out the way. Now, this city council meeting that happened as a result of like the footage being released, like I said, all the stuff that's been going on, in my opinion, was an absolute mess. Like, let's just dive into it. So before we even talk about that shit, we have to remember that the Uvalde Police Department takes up 40% of the Uvalde city budget, right? Absolutely ridiculous, right? But I mean, with that, you can understand, I mean, and of course, beyond the obvious reasons, but with also that added onto it, that fact added onto it, like you can definitely understand why audience members who were sitting in that council meeting were fucking pissed. Like, are you serious? It was a mess. So the footage has been released, a publication by the name of Austin American Statesman got the footage and released it apparently. Like they were the first ones to get it out there. And Mayor Don McLaughlin criticized that publication and ABC affiliate CVUE at a meeting of the city council, which I'm going to be talking about on Tuesday, for releasing the school surveillance video from the shooting. McLaughlin told the meeting, "I want to go on the record. The way that video was released today was one of the most chicken things I've ever seen." Another member of the city council, and his name is Councilman Ernest W. King III. His nickname is Chip, I guess. He said it was also chicken shit. But then a member of the audience said, "What about the cops? Are they chicken shit?" And McLaughlin came back and said this video needed to be released, but the families should have gotten to see it first. He said, "I am angry that the victims' families and the Uvalde community's request to watch the video first before it was made public did not happen." He said there's no reason for the families to see that. I mean, they were going to see the video, but they didn't need to see the gunman coming in and hear the shots. They don't need to relive that. They've been through enough. And some other guy who was sitting at this table with Mayor McLaughlin's silly ass to me, he's silly. Some other guy said, I don't even know his fucking name, but some other guy was sitting at the table said to him that basically the media released this footage, the media released this surveillance because of ratings and for money, and like that's all they wanted. And it's just like, okay, girl, a news reporter reports the news and they get paid, but it's still the fucking news. It's still the news. And they're trying to hide behind, oh my God, what about the families? Yes, what about the families? What about the families? If we're talking about the families, what about the families? Y'all had 7 weeks to do this shit. Y'all were to release the shit. Y'all were dragging your feet. The highest officials in the police departments of Uvalde were trying not to cooperate with investigations. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? And just the way, if you see these people, if you see these officials speaking to their community at this council meeting, just the way that they're speaking to them, it's not coming from a place of empathy. It's not coming from a place of, oh my gosh, all these parents are walking around here with little ass caskets. It's not coming from that place. It's coming from a place, the way that they're speaking is coming from a place of, how dare you challenge my authority? How dare you move around? How dare you try and blow up my cover up? Like that's the mindset that it's coming from. That's what I'm seeing. Like you can definitely tell the difference between leaders who are trying to assist their community, trying to help and alleviate the pain that's going on in their community, versus ones who are holding on to this egotistical definition of fucking power. The way that y'all talking is weird. Somebody else said in the audience of this meeting, they said, y'all are attacking the media when you should be attacking the cops. Now, speaking of, that's the bottom line. Speaking of this city council, the Uvalde City Council members voted to accept a resignation letter from Councilman Pete Arredondo during a regular City Council meeting Tuesday evening. Pete recently was elected to Uvalde City Council and has been criticized by families for his role as school police chief during the shooting. So, and he wasn't present during any meetings since taking office. So it's just like, whatever is happening in that fucking city council, whatever's happening with these officials, whatever's happening, like I said, with the highest officials in these police departments, school district police department, it's an absolute fucking disaster. Ain't no way I'm gonna see this fucking footage. Ain't no way I'm gonna hear about the police response to kids fucking getting shot. And that's the way I'm gonna speak. Y'all, that shit is crazy. And the real questions, there are questions that need to be asked, like, why the people who are the highest officials in this particular arena, they don't seem to be as fucked up or shocked about the way that these police handled this shit. Like, and that's really fucking weird. I'm just gonna read some shit. The video shows the first moments heavily armed police arrived at the school but failed to take down the shooter until an hour and 17 minutes after he entered. Another article, the edited surveillance footage, shows dozens of law enforcement officers, including some with protective shields, waiting in the hallway of the school. Officers didn't breach the classroom for more than 70 minutes, even as 4 additional shots were fired from the classrooms 45 minutes after police arrived on the scene. Another article, the footage shows one officer checking his phone and another in body armor stopping to use hand sanitizer. They were just lollygagging around. Like, they were lollygagging around. And the most fucked up thing to me is the way that a lot of these police departments will put 60, 70, 80, 90 bullets in somebody who's unarmed at a traffic stop. The way that they will kneel down on somebody's neck who's not armed. The way that they'll shoot people in the back who's aren't armed and running from their ass. That's what a lot of police departments are out here doing, right? But when it comes time for y'all to actually be the fake superheroes that y'all fucking pretend to be, when it comes time to act like the gods walking on earth that y'all pretend to be, they cowering and hiding and waiting. It would be the same ones talking about, oh my gosh, we can't ban these kinds of guns, we can't ban these kinds of guns. But then even with body armor and shields, y'all bitches don't want to walk up to his ass. It's just, what are y'all talking about? That's the thing that really pisses me off, is that when they say y'all talk all this big bad game, y'all talk all this shit, y'all get pissed at people, y'all attack people for fucking recording y'all, right? When it comes to unarmed people, y'all ready to jump up and fight. But the minute, like I said, the minute it comes time for y'all to use that 40% of the fucking entire city's budget to do some shit, when it comes time for y'all to save the day, like the propagandized pieces of shit that some of y'all are, like, y'all are nowhere to be found. This shit is fucking pathetic. And like I said before, it seems like just the way, like the clips of the meeting that I saw, the council meeting that I saw, the way that these officials are speaking to their own community, it seems like y'all are more pressed at the constituents, at the citizens, at the parents for talking back at y'all, you know what I mean, for hurting your little feelings, than y'all are at the situation, than y'all are at that piss poor response from the cops. It's just like, what? And then you try and paint the media out just as if they're unreasonable. Like I said, y'all had, like what, damn near 2 months to get this shit together? Trying to paint the media as unreasonable for doing that shit. You're trying to paint the parents and citizens out as like disrespectful or terrible for challenging y'all stupid asses, for telling y'all how it is. It's really, really horrible overall that, and I will always say this, like, they are getting paid off of taxpayers' dollars to do this to the community. And it doesn't just happen in Uvalde. It happens across the fucking country. It happens in many different communities. It happens in many different states. It also happens on the federal level, like I always say, with the way that these politicians take our coin from people's check, from every single fucking piece of shit that you buy, you know, in this economy, to taxes coming out your check and shit. They take our coin and oppress us with the shit. They take our coin and fuck us over with the shit. They take our coin, half city budgets, bitches got billions of dollars, the police departments and shit. They take the coin and literally make citizens' lives worse. I'm like, and then you have some people just eating up their own oppression, just like, oh my God, how dare you criticize some citizens? How dare you criticize the police department? How dare you criticize these politicians? Girl, they don't give a, when they're on their yachts, when they're in their vacation homes, they do not give a fuck about you. These politicians, these rich ass, they do not give a fuck about you. The very least that we can do is challenge them. The very least that we can do is open our mouths and say something when something seems fucking fishy. They're using your money to bamboozle all of us. They're using our money to bamboozle us. I don't know, that shit is terrible. And the way they're so fucking sick and twisted is that, first of all, it's involving children, and that's the way these officials are acting. Dead kids. When the video surveillance was released, they then said that, oh, well, the sound of screaming children has been basically redacted so you could watch the video. So you were hearing screaming kids while you were, you know, playing with hand sanitizer and checking your iPhones and just lollygagging around for over an hour. Terrible, terrible. But yeah, I think I'm done. Hate it here. Y'all already know. Love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
I'm a real bitch. These hoes knock offs. You want my dick?